What's up everybody, my name is Just Jared and welcome back to another No Man's Sky video, and boy isn't this one a doozy. Okay, so if you guys have heard, hopefully you've heard, I'm sure you have, the news has been out for a couple days now. IGN is covering No Man's Sky again on IGN First for a full month. We will have a full month of coverage of new things about No Man's Sky and a lot of gameplay footage, and already that has been shown off. IGN First showed off some new No Man's Sky footage, and this is going to be my video analyzing all of that footage, and also I will be referencing to the recent article that was posted by IGN about one of their playtesters playing 2 hours in the game. I will link the video of this footage and the article that was recently published about 2 days ago now in the description, so you guys can check both of those out on your own time and actually see the footage, because here I will only be able to show you screenshots of the footage because IGN is pretty picky with what people upload of their content, and I'm not allowed to upload just the straight video. So I have taken screenshots of the most interesting things and kind of things that just cool things, just cool stuff. So, like I said, links are in the description, but we are going to begin. I'm just going to show some screenshots over the gameplay, like I said, and I'm going to have some arrows popping up on screen just indicating different things, so I don't have to say top left, top right on the screen. I'm just going to point to them with arrows. A little warning, in this video I will not be covering any of the inventory. Anytime Sean was in his inventory crafting or messing with elements, I'm not going to cover that in this video, only because I tried that and the video lasted over 50 minutes, and I'm not going to upload a 50 long minute video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exclude all the inventory screenshots in this video, and I'm going to make a separate video just for the inventory and talking about crafting and elements, because I had a lot of ideas and a lot of speculation during it, so it kind of took my video to a 50-minute mark, and I don't want it that long. I don't want this video that long. This one will be around 30 minutes hopefully, and I'll do a separate video on the inventory screenshots that I have from the IGN First footage. So make sure you guys look out for that video after this one goes up. I'm sorry for that. I just don't want to have a 50-minute long video. So if you kind of see some breaks where all of a sudden Sean is doing one thing and then he's blowing a hole in a wall, that's because I took out the inventory images. I tried to make the transition more fluid, so it's more understandable. So hopefully guys, that won't be a problem. So let us begin. The gameplay footage of Sean playing is on the planet Bellari 5, which is the same planet that many of the playtesters played on and that we read about them playing on weeks ago when a lot of their playtime or experience was released. So it's on Bellari 5, and one thing I really love how they had this gameplay footage on IGN First on Bellari 5, because a lot of people truthfully still don't understand what No Man's Sky is, and they just assume that all the planets look like the planets that are shown in the trailers. That's why I love how they chose this planet, how Sean chose this planet, because this is a more accurate, I guess, version of what planets are going to look like. They're not always going to be teeming with life, with bright and weird looking futuristic colors. They're not always going to be really exciting. Now to me, this will be always really exciting, just because I'm so into the game. But to other people, maybe not. That's why it is a game for just a certain specific audience, and Hello Games does know that. So that's why I love how they chose this planet, because it's actually showing people who think the game is just bright and always filled with huge dinosaurs. Throughout this whole gameplay video we see, what, 3 creatures? 3 different ones? 2 different ones? Something like that. Anyways, so first off, we see Sean hovering over a tree. Okay, he quickly hovers over a tree, which you see right here, and it says you can mine the tree. You can get resources from the tree. You can get carbon from this tree. Before this gameplay footage, we thought that trees were just there. You couldn't destroy them. There was no destroying trees. There was no mining trees. But right here it clearly says that you can mine carbon from this tree. and it's shown in a couple more pictures. But in the IGN's latest article, which came out after this footage, I think a day after, the playtester says that you actually break down the tree when you mine it. So you can actually break the tree. It doesn't just mine the articles. You can destroy trees. You can just go on a rant and rave about destroying all the trees on a planet, if that's your thing. You can actually destroy the trees. So that is a new thing. Moving on, we have this piece of glowing equipment that's on the ground. Now, I think this is a piece of a ship, maybe some technology, something like that, that you can interact with, maybe salvage from. Sean did not walk up to it, but these are shown multiple times throughout the footage, and that's what I'm thinking it is. I think it's probably technology that you can interact with, maybe like a piece of a crashed ship that you could salvage from. I do not know, but that is what I believe it is, and we know you can interact with it just because of the glowing like pulse it has. So that's kind of interesting, but we do know that there is technology and pieces of crashed ships that you can interact with in the game, and that's what I believe that to be. Right now we have some binoculars. They are being used. We do know there are binoculars in the game which allow you to see farther, and they also allow you to set waypoints, as Sean does right here as he identifies this building in the distance. He sets a marker, a waypoint that gets marked on his compass at the top of the screen, and he begins to walk towards it. So this is the first image of the binoculars being used, which is super sweet. I'm glad that they're showing off some things in the game, but not, you know, spoiling everything. Mainly in this screenshot, just ignore the thermal protection, ignore everything else. I just want to talk about the 4 diamonds, color-coded diamonds over the plants on the screen. You got the 3 green and you have the 1 blue. Now these were scanned by Sean when he used his scanner pulse thing, and according to the most recent article IGN published, these colored diamonds actually indicate different resources, and the playtester who wrote the article and played the game said that a scanner upgrade on his multi-tool allowed him to have these color-coded blips appear. So these aren't just a thing that you get for free. You have to actually have an upgrade to your scanner. So when you scan and you pulse the area, you get the colored diamond blips, which indicate which resources you can gather. Moving on, Sean finds a monolith, okay? Finds a monolith out in the middle of nowhere. Well, he's on a planet, so I guess that's just where they are. And he sleeps next to this monolith. After he interacts with it, he, you know, chooses the right option to the dialogue, and, well, because he made the game, and he sleeps next to it. Okay, as he sleeps, this message pops up that says, as you sleep, you are restored by a strange power. This strange power possibly could be a Korvax, because he does get Korvax reputation, or his standing with the Korvax has increased. So this could be like a Korvax god or something like that, but sleeping next to monoliths we already know does heal you, and this just confirms that notion. Next we have a new multi-tool look that we've never seen before. We have this new multi-tool in the 40 there. It tells you how much ammo is in the magazine. At the top of the screen you'll see how much ammo is in the mag plus how much you have in reserve. But I like the look of this gun. It looks pretty dope, I gotta say. It looks pretty sweet. I'm liking the whole rounded look. It looks a lot different from the other multi-tools we've seen before, so I just wanted to point that out. Now here's Sean shooting his land disruptor. The right icon below the gun ammunition shows the grenade ammunition. It says he has 5 grenades. Now he is shooting this wall in hopes to find some shelter, as his shield, which is in the bottom left bar, has run out, and he has begun to take damage, and you can see that by the top left bar, which shows his health is getting lower. So he shoots this wall, and he finds a cave to get warm in. And here we go, our first cave. This is a wicked looking cave. It looks pretty sweet. It looks kind of dark, like really dark. So Sean shoots at the wall, finds this cave, he warms up, the temperature goes from a freezing negative 163.4 degrees Celsius to 24.6 degrees Celsius. And what's really cool about this cave is just like the embers that are kind of floating throughout the cave to make it have that warmth feeling. And I love the stalactites from the rooftop. There's also some like green minerals in here that you can mine that Sean passes up that like really lighten up the cave, which is super cool. It allows you to know that digging and finding caves actually can grant you new resources that you wouldn't find on the top floor of the planet. Now as Sean exits the cave, you see that his shield is replenished, but his health did not replenish. So we still don't know how to heal yourself. The only way we know that you can actually heal yourself is if you die and you respawn with full health, or if you sleep at a monolith. We don't know if there's any other way to actually regain some of your health, as sitting in that cave did not do that for Sean. Just his shield replenished, that is all. So we still do not know. Now No Man's Sky is a survival game, so maybe there just isn't another way. But I'm assuming that there definitely will be through crafting or some other mechanism like that. Alright, next we have these freaky looking spider creatures that I hope I never see in my playtime of No Man's Sky. I hate spiders, and these looking crab slash spider beings just freaked me out right when Sean was walking by them. They're really weird looking, but yet again, they are creatures on this planet. So this is the Memphis or Tatragu creature, if that's what you want to call it. This image is of Sean actually scanning this. It's weird, he's got a new scan. So this is like a more direct scan where he puts his cursor over the creature and he just like scans it, a single scan of that. It used to be where he would just send his pulse scan and it would scan everything and discover all the stuff around. Whereas now, it looks like he's just scanning this direct creature. Now, the other scan is still in the game. I'm just not sure how these two differ and why it matters, I guess. Next, we have the first ever plant that attacks you in the game that we've seen so far. It has been 3 years of No Man's Sky, and we have finally seen a plant that hates you. Here we are. It's a plant that when Sean walks by it, it kind of like whips at him and spreads this poison slash toxic green stuff, some gas around. He takes some damage and Sean just kind of bypasses it like it's an everyday thing for him, while everybody else is like, what was that? We want to know more. But Sean does go on to say that there are plants in the game, carnivorous ones as well, that you have to just know, you have to watch out for and learn about the planet. You have to know your surroundings, learn your surroundings, and survive. Moving on, we have buildings. So, buildings in the game are procedural. All of them, interiors and exteriors. This is a factory in the game, and one thing I thought was really cool about this factory was, or just the buildings in general, was they are actually moving. They're not just stationary buildings sitting there, like they were placed there on purpose. They actually legitimately move. The bars, there's like kind of tubes that are moving up and down on this factory, which looks really cool, like it is actually working on making something at this factory. I really love it. It's really sweet. The animation of it just makes it feel more alive. Now next to this we have a base fully equipped with a landing pad, which is to the left there. Now Sean goes on to say that some buildings are inhabited by races, but they can also be empty, so they're not always filled with the alien race or an NPC. They can be empty and you could just straight up walk in there and take whatever's in there if there's stuff, you know? But suffice it to say, this one is not empty. So we walk in and we get our first glimpse of an alien race. Here we have Entity Shell Govitz. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and assume this alien dude here is the same exact one that was shown in that leaked image a couple of weeks ago that was really blurry. I'm assuming this is the same guy because we are on the same play-tested planet. He has the same name. I want to first point out how this room looks. Okay, this room looks sweet. The light underneath the table looks awesome. It's like gives a futuristic vibe to it, and these chairs look legitimately comfy. Like I want one of these chairs. I know that's not important, but hey. Anyways, we have save points in buildings. So you can save the game via the save points, obviously. These can be found in some buildings, on planets, and also in space stations. Now you save here. If you die on the planet, you respawn at this save point, or your last save point. Now if you die while you're in space with your spaceship, you respawn at the nearest space station, or at the space station of the solar system you're currently in, without a ship, or with the life pod, the ship that you actually start out with at the beginning of the game. Now, a new thing that was talked about by Sean is if you get killed while you're flying over a planet, like if you're flying over a planet, like right over it where you can see the planet, if you get shot down, you get killed, you will actually respawn on that planet that you were flying over with a crashed ship right next to you, which is super cool. Kind of like how if you were shot out of the sky and you would crash into the planet, that's how you respawn. You respawn with a destroyed ship, and you just have to walk your way, which is really, really cool. That's a super awesome idea. Whoever came up with that needs a pay raise. Anyways, now I do believe these mix of like letters and dots, it says like ASYS underneath the save. It says ASYS-0B0.0CB.085. I'm just going to believe those are coordinates, because I don't know what else they could be, truthfully. I'm just going to say they're coordinates. Next we have the Corvex dialogue, which is almost the same as the image. It looks just like the image that was leaked, actually. And here it says, the Corvex entity speaks slowly, calmly, and considerately. And then you've got the mix of alien language that I cannot read. And then we have Traveler, which is the only word that Sean can understand. He responds with the correct answer, but the responses are as follows. You can thank the entity and take its offering. You can offer the Corvex entity something from your inventory. You can attempt to explain that you are a peaceful creature, or you can ask for help learning the alien's language. This is probably the best image from the entire footage of IGN First. You can interact with the chairs. You can literally sit down in this chair, have a drink with the Corvex scientists, talk about old times, and just chillax. Awesome. So yeah, guys, you can interact with chairs. Sit down, I'm assuming that's what interact means. Maybe you just spin the chair around. I don't know, but I'm just going to go ahead and assume you can sit down and just stare at this awkward Corvex scientist who you do not understand and just sit there in awkward silence. But on the offhand, I do like the plant. This guy's plant taste, it's great. If you see that plant in the background there, it's got that cool blue aura. It's a wicked looking plant. I like his plants. It's a nice plant. It's a nice plant. Alright, next off, Sean decides to break into a factory. I know we kind of got off on a weird tangent there. Now he's breaking into a factory. Where did the time go? I don't know. He just walked out that building, walked over here, started breaking into the building. Obviously, we see reinforced steel door. Doors have health bars, if you want to call it that, or armor bars. It's the armor of the door. He starts to shoot at it. This image pops up at the bottom of the screen. Press square to reload. There you go. That's how you reload your gun. It's square. We also can see at the top right, he has 2 stars, kind of like the GTA police wanted system. He's got 2 Atlas diamonds out of 5, which means the Sentinels are kind of going to begin to take notice and, yeah, attack him. So, that does happen. These drones fly into Sean, and he kills one of them, and he gets 37 Heridium, which is a new element that is created by Hello Games. Moving on, we have this image, this phrase pops up at the top of the screen. He gets another diamond, that's what's being shown there, the Atlas diamond, pops up on the screen letting you know it has gone from 2 to 3 wanted level, and it says, warning, Sentinel combat unit deployed. So, what does a Sentinel combat unit look like, you ask? Well, we will get to that in a second, because it looks a bit different. So, Sean runs in, sprints into the factory because he's taken some critical hits, and right here, if you see, this is the only thing I want to show off here, the bottom right hand corner of the screen. It is a really small picture. Don't know if you'll be able to see it without me blowing it up, and I think if I blow it up, it'll just be too blurry to understand what I'm talking about. So I probably won't. I'll probably just point to it. So there's a sprint icon. I don't think we've seen this before. So when you sprint, your sprint kind of level decreases, and once it's empty, you can no longer sprint, and then it replenishes when you're not sprinting. Kind of like any other game when you have like a stamina bar. Basically what it is, a stamina bar. So you cannot sprint throughout planets, throughout the solar system forever. You actually have to slow down for a time. There's no unlimited sprint. Alright, so Sean is here to get a blueprint, or so he says, from this facility, and he examines the machine in the center of the room, and it says Korvax Processing Facility Reslius R90, which might be the name, the specific name of the actual Korvax processing facility. So what he does is he interacts with this processing facility, and these option comes up. Now Sean knows what to do because he created the game, as he so points out multiple times in this footage. He chooses to purge the reactor systems. It says at the top, a loud electrical buzz can be heard from behind the outpost paneled walls. Gives us some gibberish that we can't understand. Sean purges the reactor systems, but you can also reinitialize product distribution conveyors and increase plasma flow beyond safety parameters, which we don't know what either of those do. Maybe you could blow up the factory on accident. That would be exciting. I kind of doubt it, but who knows. So he purges the reactor systems, and he is granted with 100 Heridium. Quite a bit of Heridium. Now, he didn't get a blueprint, or we didn't see that he got a blueprint, but he did say you can get blueprints this way, and this is a good way to stock up on blueprints, is breaking and entering, basically. Alright, so the next image is just like the chair image. Very awesome, just the coolest thing. You have this interact little icon that pops up next to this light, because you can turn off the light if you want inside. If you want to just make the world dark, go in all the places, turn off all the lights, you can play your game as an electrician, I guess. There's another way to play. Space electrician. Now, apart from the lights and the chairs, I am very confused with this next part, and I'm kind of surprised some other No Man's Sky channels, they didn't mention this. I don't know if it's just me. If it is just me, let me know. I could just be a total idiot. That is a possible reasonable factor, but just listen and hear me out for a second. Okay, Sean breaks in. He breaks the door down with his weapon. Walks in here, steals the elements and the possible blueprint that this factory is the purpose of. It's making these elements, making these blueprints, and he is breaking in, stealing the stuff. It literally says Korvax Processing Facility. Korvax Processing Facility, which he is breaking into. He's breaking into a Korvax facility and stealing things. But after he breaks into this Korvax facility, he gets this message that says, your standing with the Korvax has increased. What? Wait, so breaking into a Korvax-owned building increases your standing with the Korvax? What? That just makes no sense to me. Now, it doesn't say your good standing with the Korvax is increased, or your bad standing, but you would think if your standing is good, that means it's increasing. If your standing is decreasing, that implies that it's bad. Like, you want your standing to go up, I would assume. You know, or else you'd just be confusing people. So, if this makes sense to you, let me know, because that'll make me feel smart, which is cool. If not, and I'm an idiot, explain to me why, because this is one thing I'm confused about. Why does breaking into a Korvax facility yield the Korvax thanking you, basically? I don't get it, but we're gonna move on. So, here is the combat unit that was deployed when Sean broke in to this Korvax facility. We have dog sentinels, guys. Dog sentinels. Okay? These are sweet looking sentinels. I love the look of them. Just like the wires coming out of them. Just looks so cool. Just like the robotic look, I guess, is what really gets me. So, dog sentinels, they destroy Sean in like a matter of seconds. He does not stand a chance. He just kind of runs out there expecting death. This is a demo. He was trying to die to respawn. It's the whole thing. It's just how the whole thing was planned. But he does die, and he gets this death screen that says, the gods do not protect fools. Fools are protected by more capable fools. By Larry Niven. Now, I have no clue who Larry Niven is, and I've never heard this quote before, but when you die, you get a quote like this. to, I don't know, give you insight, make you smarter, just make you really think about life. Anyways, yeah, moving on. So we have this bypass chip that Sean is going to build, okay? So he respawns at the save point next to the Korvax scientist, walks out of there, and he goes to this landing pad because he wants to call his ship. So he goes over this terminal, and he needs a bypass chip, which he does not yet have the required materials for, so he has to go out and collect them so he can call his ship and take off into space. Here we have Sean trying to get those resources he needs through these cargo drops, which are drops of cargo that you can, get items from, elements from. They're kind of around the bases, inside places, outside on landing bases like this one. And he ends up getting a bunch of silicon and sulfur from those cargo drops. So Sean does use his bypass chip, calls his Korvax ship, which is the science ship, the same ship we saw many times before, and he flies himself into space. Now, we see these trade routes, these lines that are kind of going in circles. They're going from a space station to other planets, or space station to other space stations, to other trade stations, to other outposts. These are all trade routes, which ships are actually following on, and Sean says you can join in with them and go from space station to space station just trading, which is super cool. We already knew you could do that, but it is an awesome thing to actually see it in game and have Sean talk about it. Next, we have Sean hovers over this planet that I'm not going to pronounce once again. It is undiscovered. We get this menu up. It says undiscovered, and it says how far it is away, and then it says you'll arrive in 29 minutes and 52 seconds, which is great. That's wonderful. So at the current speed he's going, he's going to arrive there in 30 real-life minutes. It's going to take him 30 minutes of holding the controller, pushing forward on the analog. 30 minutes long. Now, it'll change. It's not going to always be like that. Don't be scared or anything of that. It's just the fact that he doesn't have, or he's not boosting at the current time, or he just doesn't have a good enough equipped boost to get there in a short time. Now, you can actually fly there in 30 minutes. Like, if you want to go ahead and do that, you can. Or you can go to the other planets, try to upgrade your ship and get better boosts and whatnot to get there quicker. But that's a little cool thing that was in there. So, yeah. Faraway planets, even in the same solar system like here, it'll take you 30 minutes. Like, it looks like it's close, but it'll take you 30 minutes. So Sean then shows off a bit of the space combat we knew he would, and he decided to take on this huge freighter with his science ship with little to no weapons and no lethalness at all. But yeah, he gets blown out of the sky pretty quickly. It shows the resources falling out of the freighters, which he does scoop up and collect, but he does eventually die. He does not survive, but all in all, that was the plan to begin with, so he could respawn at a space station. Now, here is a lot of confusion I think that people are having, and actually, I know Cobra TV is another No Man's Sky channel. In his video, he was very confused about this as well. And I understand, because all this time, for years, we have been told if you die in space, you lose your ship, and you start out at a space station with the life pod, which is the first ship you start out with in No Man's Sky when you first boot up the game. Now, Cobra was confused with this. I am also confused with this. And I think the same as him. I think this is because it's a demo. I don't think they changed the rules. I don't think, if you die in space, if you get shot down, your ship explodes, why would you spawn with a working ship? It makes no sense to me. It doesn't. So I'm assuming this is just a demo. This is just, well, I know it's a demo. This is just because of the demo. Sean needed, this to happen so he could get back in the ship, fly out, not spoiling what the life pod actually looks like because it is a unique looking ship. This is not a rule changer. They didn't change how it works, okay? If you die, if you die in space, I'm sure your ship is lost. It is a survival game. I'm sure your ship is lost, and you respawn in a space station with the life pod. The only reason it didn't happen here is because it's a demo. I'm sure of it. If they would have changed that, it would have let us know, I think. Or, there would have been an update in this footage, right? So, you don't spawn with your ship after you die in space. I am going to say it right now. You can correct me or tell me what you think. but I don't think they would change that abruptly and not even mention it when we've known about it for a long time. So, there's that. Now, in the space station, okay, space stations are procedurally generated, and they have procedurally generated interiors which you can walk about. And Sean says that there are NPCs who come in on ships, and they actually get out of their ships, and you can trade with them physically, which is just awesome. That's why it makes me think there's more than just a couple races, or you would see everybody so quickly. So you can actually trade with these races that show up. There's also ship stores where you could buy ships that are landed there, or just buy new ones and take off with those. But the one thing Sean actually shows us is the space portal, the window in the space station. And here we go. This is when Sean, if you see the small cursor, I'll try to point to it on the screen, he describes to Ryan, who's the IGN guy right there, and he says, this cursor is a few pixels wide, and that is the entire area, the entire play area that we just explored on this planet. Just the fact that that little tiny dot is the amount of area they covered, 20 minutes of footage was spent on that little dot, and we were excited by that. We were in awe by that planet. We were in awe by that small speck of nothing compared to this huge game. It's just mind-blowing to me. Here's my favorite part of the footage. We're getting to the end. I know it's long. I apologize for that, but I gotta cover everything. Here it is. Sean opens up the galactic map, okay? Opens the galactic map, and all of a sudden I get chills, okay? They changed the galactic map, alright? It is so colorful now. It used to be just these tan white stars around, and you would sometimes see, as they are whizzing through the galactic map, you'd sometimes see like a red star or a yellow star. But it is so colorful now. Now, we don't know if they're closer to the center of a galaxy or whatnot. So this could be just as you get closer to the center of a galaxy, or the galaxy, or this is just how it all is now, which is totally possible. Now, if we look at this menu here that actually shows up, he's highlighting the solar system he is in. Do remember that all these stars are solar systems with planet-sized planets in them, and it shows Grafning Guard V, which is, I don't know, just the name of it. I can't pronounce it. I tried. It has the region there. It has in orbit 2 planets. Spectral is yellow. Atlas connection disrupted. Is status unknown. Not quite sure what that is. There's been some theories thrown around about like it meaning that you're offline when you're playing. I don't know. I don't think that's it, but I don't have any speculation for that. Not really sure what that could be. Warp impossible current location. So there is that, the menu of the galactic map. And the last image I have to show you guys is the center of a galaxy, okay? This topic is thrown around so much, and Sean Murray, and they didn't help the argument at all with the recent IGN footage, okay? This light is the center of a galaxy, not a universe. You can check out my Galaxy versus Universe video, which I will link in the outro of this, just because of this specific video, this specific topic. At the end of the video, Sean specifically says, and Ryan actually asked the question, are we trying to get to the center of the universe? Sean says yes. He's like, that glowing light, center of the universe, there it is. But they are wrong, okay? They could be right. Yes, they could be right. But the core of the game that Sean has said multiple times, I could link you to the video in the description. I will put the link to the video confirming this. Sean specifically saying, a 30-second video of him saying that the core of the game is to get to the center of a galaxy, or the galaxy. Everybody starts out on the outer edge of one galaxy. They boot up the game, everybody's in the same galaxy on the outer edge, and you have to get to the center of said galaxy, okay? I will post that link in the description. Check it out if you don't believe me. I mean, it's Sean Murray saying it. You check out all the other No Man's Sky YouTubers. Almost all of them have the same video regarding it, okay? They're all saying the same thing. We know what we're talking about. This is what we do. It's what we do. So, I know they say Sean Murray has messed it up multiple times. He says center of the universe. This is the center of the galaxy, okay? This white light. Now, we don't know what happens when you get to the center of the galaxy, because there are multiple galaxies in the universe, but you're only trying to get to the center of one. That is the core of the game when you start. We don't know if you get to the center of the galaxy if it allows you to traverse to other galaxies. And we don't know if you get to the center of the galaxy, maybe the next goal is to get to the center of the universe. You know, that would be insanely hard because there's 18 quintillion planets with millions and millions of solar systems, right? It would take forever, you know? But it would literally take a lifetime to get to the center of the universe. So I'm not sure if that's going to be a thing, but it is center of the galaxy. So they could be saying center of the universe. They could be confusing it all this time because it is an actual thing that you can do later on in the game after you get to the center of a galaxy. Or maybe it's just terminology is just screwed up. Like, center of the universe just sounds better to say. That could be it. But it is a center of a galaxy, okay? Center of a galaxy, guys. Please, just understand. This is a very controversial topic, and it's weird how it is because we've known this information for so long. Anyways, guys, this is the end of my video. I want to apologize once, guys. I was going to do it at the start. I kind of forgot that it took me a while to get this out. I had some PC troubles, just this and that was going on. The problems with people uploading IGN footage and it getting taken down. Just the mass confusion of all that. And I wanted to kind of get everything right. I wanted to analyze every single screenshot that I took and really explain the things I saw that other people might have not. But there are similarities between me and the other No Man's Sky channels. We do love the game. There are some awesome channels out there, so make sure you guys check out like Cobra TV, Syrian Gaming. We've got Orbit TV, we've got Elka. There's a lot of awesome channels. Sorry if I forgot anybody. So check them out. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. This has been a really fun video to make. Hopefully we'll see more from IGN. Like I said, the video, the gameplay footage is in the description, as well as the new IGN article is going to be in the description for you guys to take a look at. But that so far is all they have shown. Make sure you keep your eyes glued to IGN First because they will be covering No Man's Sky all month long. Once again, remember guys that I will be covering all the inventory screenshots, all the crafting screenshots in a separate video that'll probably be titled like inventory and crafting in No Man's Sky, something like that. So remember to look out for that. I apologize once again for it not being in this video, but I didn't think you guys would want to sit through a 50-minute video, let alone a 30-minute video, truthfully. Hopefully you guys don't mind the length. I tried to get detail and stuff into this video, so I don't mind the length. Hopefully you don't. Anyways, but if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for anything and everything No Man's Sky. Make sure to check out my last video. Actually, check out my Universe vs. Galaxy video if you want. That'll be linked in the outro. Also, if anyone is interested in joining some awesome No Man's Sky PlayStation communities, check out Outer Edge and the No Man's Sky Atlas. I'm a part of both of those, and we literally talk about No Man's Sky almost every single day, so look them up and join in on our conversations. But that's it for me. My name has been Just Jared, aka the No Man's Sky Guy. I hope you guys have an amazing and majestic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.